Allan, who are you and what do you do for Armada?
Well, I'm the R&D director for Armada, and I'm a crazy guy.
Thanks. How about you?
I'm a co-founder and skier and work in R&D and design.
Thanks. So Armada has been at the forefront of developing modern freeride skis, modern free skis. Most of the Armada models have names of pro riders, so they, I imagine, have some influence on the ski. How do I have to imagine this teamwork between you and an athlete when it comes to designing or getting the dreams of an athlete into his ski?
Well, I think that we're all visionaries. The athletes are visionaries. They have their dreams about how they want to have a ski designed and developed. I interpret their dreams. I put my knowledge of building skis with that, and it's a collaboration of love. We're passionate.
Is that true?
Yeah, really well put. It's exactly like that. As an athlete, you have vision and general ideas of what you want to do, but you don't have all the knowledge and experience to truly make it happen. And through Allan, we can tap into that knowledge and that experience, and also learn about it. And throughout the years, we can work better together, and we can, our knowledge grow at the same time. So, instead of having just a very vague idea of how you want your ski to feel, you can start to understand the materials and what you need, and then it becomes more of a more fun dialogue. It's kind of like thinking wine tastes good or knowing why the wine tastes good a little bit, seeing more what goes into it.
Okay. Now, what's interesting is that even though, it's like skis for pro riders, the Armada skis ski very well for many people, even though for intermediate skiers. How do you do this, inclusion of making skis for people who are really demanding and people who maybe lack that skill level? Is that a goal you have in mind, or is that just coming by itself?
Well, I think we all think in the end that the ski has to perform for our customers. So a customer's always in our head that it has to work for us and for the demands that a skier needs. If he's a pipe skier or a slope style skier or a big mountain skier, each ski needs a different design, and it's the same thing for the customer who's going to use that ski. He's relying on us to do a good job, so that even though it works great for the athlete, it's a good ski for the customer, so it has to ski well. We build pipe skis, but they ski well. If you just go ski on the ski, normal skiing, it skis well. And that's a first priority for Armada. All the skis have to perform well in all the different conditions that it's exposed to.
I can imagine this needs some kind of adjustments from prototype. Or is every ski that you put out of the press?
I'm going to let JP answer that, because he got his first experience to work with me really closely on declivity ski, and he got to see from the first prototype to the second one, and couldn't imagine that it'd get better and better and better.
But that's the part where what's going to be the difference, though, because it's if I think it can't get any better from the first one to the second one, and then the second one you're telling me it was a better press, or you changed something up in the end that I thought was a surprise for me, that's actually something that I'd like to hear. What do you think makes a difference from first prototype to second prototype, whether you change the press or have a better...
Well, you remember during the declivity, we got to a point at one test where all the testers grade a ski at 5 is the best number you can have in a test in each category. How the ski holds at the start of the turn or holds at the end of the turn, or how the ski performs in general. And once we get to the end of the test and we know we have achieved with the ski what we want, then I start to tweak the ski even more. And I remember at one point after a test when JP thought it was all done, I said, no, we're going to have one more test. It can't get any better. And I never forget when he came down from the first run after testing it, he said, I don't know how it gets better, but it's better.
But that's the thing, though. I don't know how.
So
I can tell you why.
it's always how you use the materials. In my job, you have to understand how all the materials interface. And getting a good harmonic balance on all the materials to make sure that they all work together, they're doing what they need to do, and they work for the type of ski we're building and for what the performance that the athlete's expecting. And when you get a good ski for an athlete, we're not talking about racing skis, we're talking about free ride skis. It's all about fun, it's all about going out in the snow, having a good time, having a good quality, durable ski that performs well. And that's our goal, to make toys for people who use the mountain as their playground.
Now, talking about declivity, Armada is going more and more into the alpine, into the touring, like
Realm?
Thank you.
Sure.
Is there a different approach you do for that skis? Is there different like design principle or different priorities? How do you?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, JP is evolving as an athlete, and as he evolved into the more of the touring side and climbing and mountaineering and everything that's involved to ski a ski like that, he had to learn how to become a mountaineer. And we have to look at skis that work in that environment that he needs. His life's on the line. And when we're thinking about building skis, we're thinking about the customer who's going to buy that ski. So, we do a lot of thinking about where we're going to use it, what the demands are for the person using it in that harsh environment. And, you have to know the materials to find the right materials that work. And so it's just a passion of mine to learn about different styles of skis, how they're built, what the materials are, and then through JP, he has the feeling to feel this and tell me this is working or this is not working. I took JP to the factory. I actually had him mold skis, and this was an experience for him. He has the video, so you should check it out.
Yeah, I didn't do so well.
You did fine, but I mean, you get more knowledge of how skis work by making them, right?
For sure.
And we're passionate about what we do. I think that's the bottom line is you can go to school and you can learn about all these materials, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to put them together right.
Okay, so but still the touring line, is it lighter or is it? Or I mean.
That's a good question for him because he get a good answer earlier.
I mean, what is the...
Weight's important, always.
Yeah.
But performance look at, you're skiing down, for example, in Chamonix, steep ice, rocks, you can't make a mistake, and if the ski doesn't do what it's designed to do, then you put his life at risk. So before we get to that condition, we test the ski to be sure 100% that we have good, strong, durable construction that performs well in that environment. You have to look at the environment the ski's going into. You're building a powder ski, it's a total different environment.
Yeah, so I guess even from the question from before, the design process kind of changed a lot, and the vision and the approach changed a lot from a model to another. But at the same time, the design process itself is the same, because you have a ski and you just decide what you want it to do and what you don't want it to do, and you kind of work around that, And for mountaineering and going the best example is the first year I went to Chamonix, I was extremely scared to just go. So I was really paying attention to my equipment, because the stuff you can control, you better make sure it's perfect, because there's so much stuff you can't control. You better make sure that everything else that's in your hand, it's perfect, right? So I was really, really paying attention to my gear and paying attention to the things that my skis were doing that I didn't like, or that my skis were doing that I liked, and I was I need to change that, I need to change this needs to change, we're going to do this like that, I need to keep this thing, keep this aspect. And then, for example, like I want a ski that's really stable, really like quiet, really well balanced. And that was like my first feeling of the ski, like generally, like the first brainstorm in the process was that. It's like really stable, good behavior, quiet, predictable, and reliable. And then after that, we start bouncing ideas about what we need to put in the ski for that, and how to build it with the shape and everything. And that's like, I don't want a ski that bounce all over the place. I want a ski that's quiet and predictable. So like, we just go from there after that, and it's kind of like it becomes a dialogue from that point on.
Every ski is different. I mean, if I'm working with Torin on a pipe ski, totally we qualify the demands of what a pipe skier has to have in a ski. JP is growing and evolving. I'm growing and evolving. We're both learning. And as much as it's what you learn from doing it that really counts. And I'm still learning. And I've been doing this 35 years. And I'll always hopefully learn more about what I do.
Oh yeah, and I was supposed to answer the weight. I forgot for that. It's just that I already said all my priority. I think I even repeated them 3 times. But weight is obviously important, but not as important as the stuff. So like weight will be after all the other things I said. Between like having like a really stable ski and a ski that's reliable going downhill. That's the main focus. And if I can be quicker on the way up, but then I'll shit my pants on the way down, that's not a good experience for me. I prefer the other way around. And if I'm doing something mellower, maybe I'll move down to a lighter ski. But right now my priority is to have something that I'm really comfortable to go on anytime. And if I have to make the sacrifice on the way up, it's 10 times worth it for the way down.
Okay. So in the last 10 years that Armada exists, or 11 years now, you constantly learned and worked on better freeride skis, so that nowadays nearly everybody freerides. And I mean, the backcountry is full of people who do the sport, which is actually also a nice thing, even though everybody complains. But I mean, where for you as a ski designer, I mean, what are your challenges in the future? I mean, it's
the skiers, because the skiers challenge the designers on how to build a ski, and how they use the ski determines how to build the ski. So I think I've always been challenged my whole life. I've always started building racing skis, and of course you're judged by a time clock in racing, and with these type of skis you're challenged by the environment more than anything. And I think to stay challenged keeps you focused, and to really make sure that the experience for the customer at the end is the best experience he can have. And that's our goal, is to make our customers happy they bought our ski.
Makes sense.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
Allan, thank you.
That's it.